Morning. Good morning. Just use my Icon little ratchet thing here, which I'm not going to keep in my satellite mini toolkit. I changed my mind about it because I have bit holder or driver bit sets, and I bought another version of this, the Vim, which is longer with more torque, which makes more sense. I want to point out this Icon thing is this little nub that secures the, you see it just rolling around in there. It's supposed to secure the ratchet in place. It's the first time I ever had to actually use the tool, and it just popped right out of there, and you can't put that back. So, I don't know about that. That's, you know, it's supposed to lock into place on there, and it's not going to do that anymore. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay. Well, that's good. So there's no rattle. So I'm not too disappointed in it. I just installed the quad lock anti-vibration thing on the phone holder here. All right. So let's see if this works on the drive to work. It did come with an Allen key to use. I can see I'm much closer in the screen here. It's just what you need to see. You don't need to see it. And we're about to drive down the skinny driveway, and you have to use the force for this. So you guys are used to this. I always say that because it reminds me of that first, was it the first Star Wars? Whatever Star Wars it was, where they had to blow up the big Death Star. That's what it is like driving down this. And I'm not a Star Wars nerd or geek. I saw Star Wars in the theaters in 1977 when it first came out, you know. So, you know, first generation Star Wars aficionado, that's it. I was always already getting a little old for that stuff at that time. Let's see here. Got the Gardner down here. Gardner. Okay. Ah. Thanks, man. He'll pull my mirror out for me if he sees me coming down. Anyhow, any vibration yet? I'm going to review this and then post it. So if you're seeing this, I decided to post it. What will I talk about on the way here? I don't know. I am working on did the deck in this backyard in the corner, and surrounding the backyard is a wall that's not in great shape. Atop of that is steel fencing posts that are installed into the wall. Funny, yesterday there's some electrical conduit going across those that were hidden by the fence boards that I took down that were all rotted, the framing structure and everything for that. And these pipes on top of the wall are they're less than 4 feet. They're like 38 inches, something like that, 40 inches. And I used a self-tapper with one of those little weird little, looks like a question mark, conduit keepers, and I self-tapped it into the fence pole, steel pole, pretty high up. And when I did that, water weeped out, and I went, oh, that's odd. How? Because each one of these poles has a steel cap on it. So at the base of where the pole meets the concrete wall, or it's a block wall, shit. Can I get around this guy? I used the drill bit. Don't move, don't move, don't move. See me coming. Driving around this, he doesn't care. These garbage truck guys, they will block a whole street, and I mean, they got to do their job, but anyhow, got around them. Ha ha ha. So I used the drill bit at the base of these steel poles right above the wall, and just black muck just shot at. So these poles are full of water. I'm thinking, like, how the hell does that happen? You're thinking, well, rain, of course, but how does enough rain fall like that? And then I look and I realize that there's a garage on the other property, and the eave of that garage comes down, and it's a hip roof on all four sides. The guy's got money over there because he's got a copper gutter system in his yard on the two sides, but this garage is built at the back corner of his property line, right on the property line. was built in the 20s, so back then that's how they did things. So when the water runs off the back part of that garage roof, it's going into this yard that I'm working on, which is the reason why that corner of the yard is a swamp. It's a problem. There needs to be a gutter on the back of that guy's garage. Now, I was going to go talk to him about it, but I'm kind of thinking like I might do something hokey today, make it look kind of cool, where I might just get some flashing, a roll of flashing, and zip it to the bottom of the 2x4s, which there's these 2x4s that come out and they've got a straight cut on them. Those are the ceiling joists that support the roof, obviously, the roof joists for that garage. So think about zipping a piece of sheet metal and bending it up and basically creating kind of a gutter that'll divert the water away. And then my fence is going to come up right to underneath that. It's going to be a pretty cool little system I'm coming up with here. You guys are going to like it. And that should help prevent this from happening in the future. So, working on that. But I actually used my mini toolkit yesterday, and I used the Vim, ratcheting head thing that I did a little review on in my last video, and it worked great. But then I also went to power, and I keep, I've got all these sockets with me, but it's, I have to tell you, I've been watching a lot of other channels with these toolkits, and they're well done, and the audio is good, and this camera's jumping around. We'll see. I don't know what this is going to look like when I watch the video, but I get the impression that a lot of these guys aren't, they probably do some stuff. A lot of the micro toolkit guys are HVAC guys, and all men, use tools for something. I use tools every day of my life. I use them for a living, and then even when I'm not working, I'm still using tools, either like a crafty hobby thing or something in the apartment. Clearly, the van, I got a pretty good handle on how tools work, and I'm still using a lot of old school tools. I'm pretty amazed by the new technology of tools and how they're pronouncing it Knipex, but I really think it's Knipex. I think the K is silent. I could be wrong on that. It's a German company. I've been looking at people putting these in their kits. I haven't actually seen anybody using the tools yet. I have to watch a review video, see if I really like the idea. I bought a Harbor Freight version. By the way, it's the wrong thing to say. Harbor Freight I don't think they're actually manufacturing tools. They are selling tools made by other companies that they can get for, I don't know, they must make a decent markup on it, but it's not supposedly as high-end as everything else, but we all know a lot of it's holding up fine. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going with this. So I use those that you saw that I had, and maybe I'll show them, I don't know. They're a right handle. They're a little big for my Maxpedition kit, but if you put them in on an angle, they fit. And I like that because the Knipex ones that they're showing, I was reading some reviews on them, and the entire tool is only 5 inches long. It's neat. It's mini. It fits in a mini toolkit. It fits in your front pocket. People are like, I put this in my front pocket every day. Really? You're walking around with a pair of pliers in your front pocket every day? What are you doing, man? That seems odd to me. A little toolkit that you want to keep close to you all the time, or bring it with you from the car to your office or something, or whatever it is you're doing. I'm not walking around with a pair of pliers in my pocket all day. I got my pocket knife. I always keep a Swiss Army knife in one pocket. I've got my new Kershaw that does have some bit drivers and functions as a screwdriver as well. I'm not carrying pliers on me all the time, other than this kit, So, just pull up to the house. We'll see what these bumps are like. I'm pulling up here now. I just got to grab a couple things, and I got to go get material. But I'll finish this video up here for now. So, yeah, the 5-inch. The ones I have are, I guess they're closer to 7, and I think, the Maxpedition pack is a little over 6 inches tall. So they're a little bit tall that hang perfectly you know, vertical inside that pouch. Again, on an angle it fits, that might work for me. I've decided not to keep this in there like I was saying earlier, because it is pretty bulky, and I don't need two of the same exact wrench. They're exact same size except for length. The Vim is longer. That makes more sense. So I'll keep that in there. And then somewhere, and I'll find it or I'll pick one up, but I have one of those red bricks, those rubbery, and you pull the top off and it holds all the same bits pretty much that this has, but you can also customize it. So if you got a decent amount of bits, you got the Vim thing, you're in pretty good shape. Now, I also purchased, it should be here today, there's a whole system coming, so I'll show you the toolkit when I get it. But Klein makes a screwdriver. Now, they have two of them, but they got one bit set, and they're flip bits. So I'm going to put that in the kit. Now, they're standard, SAE, not metric. And then I looked around, and I found a metric one that I like. It's an 8 to 10. And then I found a snap-on that's a 13-15, which I can use for getting the doghouse off. So my mind is like, okay, there's going to be a really cool system here for the van, to where I can get the doghouse off easy to get to things and make that work and deal with all the stuff inside the van. But I'm still going to want to use power. So I always have a cordless screw gun in the van, and I have got that long extension, which I've been keeping in the big bag. Now, the whole reason for the mini toolkit is so that I don't have to go into the big bag all the time. So what I'm going to do is, at least the full extension, I will do a thing where I'm going to have like little clips to hold it somewhere. And I got this right here, and I think I could put it right along the bottom, maybe, or somewhere along here, maybe on the side. It'll clip in place. It'll always be easily accessible. And if I'm going to do that, I'm somewhat considering a regular ratchet in the kit again. Just the ratchet with a 3/8 to 1/4 inch drive adapter. Now I've got my little sockets in there, decent little socket set. I got the Vim to do my ratcheting for that small 1/4 inch drive, and I got the 3/8 drive in there really to work with this bar. I'm on the fence with it because the 3/8 bar can really just work with the cordless screw gun that I have, so that might not happen. But it's going to be a pretty condensed thing compared to what a lot of other people are carrying. I just think that they're like fanboys of these new tools, and they're like, look at the new thing I got. And I'm watching these videos and I'm listening to what these guys are saying, and they're not showing the tools at work. They're just showing you what they got in the kit. And I'm thinking, you got a lot of over redundancy for one thing. You know, you don't need that many freaking pliers on you. And yeah, so mine's going to be specifically built mainly for the van, but it's going to be well thought out to where it's pretty much good for anything. So it'll be the sort of thing where a buddy's like, hey, you want to go out to the desert and we're taking his ride or something, I'll grab that and bring it just for the hell. Bring a little backpack with what I need for the day, bottled water, that sort of thing, and I'll start throwing that in everything. It's going to come in handy. I could see traveling with it. I don't know what the TSA stuff is with that. I guess if there's nothing like a sharp object in there, you're golden. I don't know. Actually, you guys could tell me what the rules are with that. I'm going to be doing a surf trip to El Salvador at the end of the month. I wouldn't mind having a little set when you're going to be in a hotel room or whatever. You never know. Anyhow, let me know if this thing shook around on you. I guess I'm going to see it too, so I'll know. You don't have to tell me anything. I'm going to see it. I got to get to work. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Just a quick look here at the quad lock and how I mounted things. You have to put the dampener on first, then the charger, then the, why is that not focusing? There we go. And then the clip, and remember that backside of this clip is not knurled to lock in place, so you really have to crank down on this. So that little icon ratchet came in handy with that bit driver for that hex head size, and for the torque. It was a lot more, it was easier, nicer than using just your L-shaped, you know what I'm saying there, the Allen key. Anyhow, just wanted to show this off so you see how I mounted it. It's officially the end of the video. Have a great day. Be good to one another. Thanks for being here. Hope to see you again next time.